Hi guys, this is my official birth story slash update. I am so excited to introduce my son, Joshua Zuriel Duckworth. This is him. He is officially 1 month old. He's cuter than any little boy I've ever seen. And he just finished eating, so he will be hopefully napping while I record this video. But we will see. Time will tell. So basically, I gave birth on September 29th, 2016. It was a Thursday. I'll just start from the beginning and kind of just tell you everything that happened up until he was born. So basically, I was 40 weeks pregnant. I went in 40 weeks in one day because I thought I was in labor, and so went into the L&D, labor and delivery, and they checked me, and it was a really nice old lady. And she could tell I was having real contractions. She saw them on the chart, and she was like, okay, you're having contractions, and they're consistent. Let me call your doctor. Now, the doctor that I was supposed to have, the OBGYN, was not on that day, so there was someone else. I think it was like a male doctor. And so she called him and she told him, okay, she's contracting. It's regular, and I was in previously like multiple times, and I recorded that on my previous pregnancy vlogs. Anyway, so he said go ahead and have her walk because I was dilated maybe to a 1.5 to a 2. And so she had me walk the corridor just like around the pregnancy area. And then she had me walk for 1 hour, and then I came back and she checked me and I was at 2.5. And so basically I was there for 6 hours in total, just waiting, getting checked and whatnot, or it felt that long. And so she called my doctor again and said, okay, she's progressed even more. I really think she should be admitted to get a room in order to deliver. And so she said, go ahead and, she asked the doctor what I should do. He said, go ahead and admit her. And when I heard that I would be admitted, I was so excited. I was like, yes, like one checkpoint less to go through to have him. Because I know that once you're admitted, you don't come out unless your baby's with you. And so that was just awesome. That was really exciting for me. Sorry, my hair is a bit wet. I just got out of the shower. Mom life. Anyway, so I was admitted, was chilling, waiting to kind of progress. I was checked every hour, and I was not progressing past a 2.5. And they were kind of bummed, and they said, okay, we could either send you home, or we can give you Pitocin to kick up your labor, and then you'll have them out faster. And I was like, okay, I already came this far. I don't want to go home. I was in too much pain to go home because I knew that I would be back if I were to go home that night. I knew that I'd only be home for about an hour before I would just go back anyway. So, my doctor came in and she checked me, and this was early evening, like 7 or 8 on Tuesday. And so I slept. Or no, my doctor came in, she checked me, my water broke, and I was dilated at like a 4 or 5. Then I was given Pitocin Wednesday. I was just laboring all day since Tuesday. was given Pitocin Wednesday, and my labor kind of kicked up. The pain was pretty bad, and then they said, okay, you're stalling at a 7. And so I was like, okay, that's not good. And I just kind of waited it out. Then my doctor told me, okay, your water's been broken for too long. It looks like you have an infection. We're going to have to do a C-section. What are your thoughts? And I said, okay, well, as long as it gets him out healthy, that's all that matters. And so, you're making noise. What, your Patsy? I think he's just sleeping. Okay. Well, yeah, so that was around 1. I was laboring all day Wednesday and Thursday. And then Thursday around 1, they said, okay, we're going to have to do a C-section. It looks like you have an infection. It looks like he's getting stressed. And I said, okay, as long as he's healthy, that's all that matters. So they rolled me into the OR. My husband got his out, his little scrubs and whatnot. Hold up. So my husband got in his scrubs, and then we were praying. We were doing Bible verses in our head. We were just focus on each other and the love that we have for each other. And so basically they cut me open. They did a lot of moving around. My organs felt like they were getting squished. They pulled him out, and I don't remember this part, but apparently they brought him around to me, and I kissed him, and yeah, I was so in love. And apparently I started hemorrhaging, and I passed out, or they knocked me out, I don't know. Started hemorrhaging. I needed 4 blood transfusions in the OR, then 2 in the recovery room. I woke up 6 hours later, so I never even got to hold him until 6 hours after he was delivered, so around 6 or 7 at night. And so that was kind of annoying, but he was perfectly healthy. Nothing was wrong. I was in a whole lot of pain, of course, but it's been a month later, and I'm back to normal, almost 100%. They told my parents it'd be 6 to 8 weeks at least until I could just do everything normal. And I've already exceeded that. I'm already back to driving. I'm already back to doing everything with my husband that I usually do, if you know what I mean. I feel almost 100%, and I'm able to hold my son, and he's absolutely perfect. He's cuter than any baby I've seen. This is Joshua. Hi. Say hi. Oh, making faces. He already holds his head up for the most part. Yeah. Yeah, so that's him. And that is the whole story. I make these vlogs so then I'll be able to remember them, to tell him, or if I have any other pregnancies or children, I could just kind of look back on to see what it was like. But anyway, it does not matter how he came into the world. Some women are all like, oh, if it wasn't a natural birth, then it doesn't count. Well, I think I'm more of a woman because of what I went through than if I were to have a natural birth. Because what I went through is a whole lot scarier than just pushing a baby out of a JJ. So I give myself credit. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, just to keep up to date with me and Joshua Zuriel. And I will see you in our next video. Also, leave some recommendations down below if you have any ideas of videos I should